Hey guys, it's been a little while since I did a video, but I just want to give you a quick preview um, of a more focused video that I'm working on here about this biology, our twin biology, and how this biology connects to DNA and chromosomes, and how it's also connected to the upcoming total solar eclipses. Or I should say the total solar eclipse in April of 2024 and the upcoming annular eclipse in October of 2023. They're going to form these two X's over the United States. I showed you guys the video where the first X will be formed over Uvalde. The X is directly over Uvalde, Texas, and we had the Uvalde shooting last year. And then the next X will be formed directly over southern Illinois, which is known as Little Egypt. And the path of totality is going to go directly over Carbondale, Illinois. And of course, carbon, that is our 666 atom, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, and 6 protons. And I'll show you real quick why this is connected to our biology. Right, we're supposed to be carbon-based life forms, but I'll show you how this X eclipse and the chromosomes all come into play here with the ritual with the X eclipse. Eclipses that are coming up in 2024 and 2023 here. So if we take a look at this page here, it's just a really quick summary of the 23 pairs of chromosomes. I'll just read it here, but the usual number of chromosomes inside every cell of your body is 46 total chromosomes, or 23 pairs. Now where the 23 comes in with this eclipse is that the final eclipse that forms these X's exits the United States over Maine, and Maine is the 23rd state. Okay, so we have the exit of the X eclipse will exit over Maine, and Maine just happens to be the 23rd state, just like we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. And it's interesting because March 15th, 1820 is when the 23rd state was admitted into the Union. So in 2024, it's going to be the 204th anniversary. So on the Ides of March in 2024, it'll be the 204th anniversary of the state of Maine. And X is the 24th letter, 204th anniversary. And another interesting thing here is that the X eclipse passes over Carbondale, Illinois. The X will form directly over Carbondale, Illinois. And if we look at the X and Y chromosomes, the XY chromosomes are the 23rd pair of chromosomes. Let's go back here. Scientists have numbered the chromosome pairs from 1 to 22, with the 23rd pair labeled as X or Y. Depending on the structure, the first 22 pairs of chromosomes are called autosomes. The 23rd pair of chromosomes are known as the sex chromosomes because they decide if you will be born male or female. So the male-female is the 23rd pair of chromosomes, which is kind of interesting with all the male-female transgender stuff that's going on right now. But the 23rd pair of chromosomes is the XY. We have the X eclipse that's going to exit the United States over the 23rd state. And what's also interesting, if we look at XY as the 24th and 25th numbers of the alphabet, 24 and 25 are X and Y, 24X times 25 equals 600. Now, if you can guess what the 3 permutations, or all the permutations of 600 are, when you add them together, 600 plus 060 plus 006 is 666, right? That just happens to match up with the carbondale, or carbon atom, or 666, right? With the X, the male and female, the number of a man. And what I'm going to connect it to here, when we go through how it connects to this, we're going to go through some of the things, what happened to our title, but we're going to go through this and how it connects. But our own biology is kind of being used to enslave us, and since the X eclipse is formed over southern Illinois, which is known as Little Egypt, it has an Exodus connection, like right, an Egypt Exodus connection. They use our own biology to enslave us, because the placenta is also considered a human person, and when you're born alive, each product of such a birth is considered live born and fully recognized as a human person. And they're talking about the baby and the placenta. And this is from Black's Law. And you can see here it says Maine Rev Stat Ann, Title 22, Section 1595. So what's interesting about this is right from the Maine Health and Welfare, Title 22. This is the only, I guess, one of the only sources that define what the placenta is. Okay. Irrespective of the duration of pregnancy, which breathes or shows any other evidence of life, such as a beating of the heart, pulsation of the umbilical cord, or definite movement of the voluntary muscles. Each product of such a birth is considered live born and fully recognized as a human person under Maine law, right? They're talking about the baby and the placenta are both human persons, because you cannot register people, because that would be evidence of slavery, but you can register their property. So the placenta is each man or woman that's born, or each boy and girl that's born, their property is that placenta. Well, if it's fully recognized as a person, right, you can't register, can't use birth registration, create a birth certificate on a real man, girl, or boy. That would be evidence of slavery. So they have to have this other biological entity. So when your parents give you a name and they register it, they think they're giving you the name, but they're actually giving the placenta the name, right? They give your name away to a dead or dying person, right? And then through our own miseducation and institutionalism, we never learn that the placenta is part of this riddle. And it has to do with, right, chromosomes. You get 23 chromosomes from your mother and father. The placenta is produced solely by the mother, so it's it's a female organ. But yeah, I just want to go through. I'm going to go through this with a little more detail and show you why. Go through the identity, a concept called executor descent tort, how that comes into play with this. It's all a way to basically drain your energy, right? And you assume this identity unknowingly, like I said, through miseducation. But it all has to do, it's all connected to these 2 X eclipses as well, because of the exit in Maine, and Maine has our clue, one of the only state that tells us what the placenta really is. And it's interesting too that Minnesota is another state that has some interesting laws, and we'll go through that. Each state kind of has a clue of what's going on here with this birth registration and our biology, how our biology is being used basically against us. But Minnesota actually calls a birth certificate a land title. Okay, they call it what it really is. And it just happens to be the 32nd state, right? A 23 backwards. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, probably not, but we'll take a look at that as well. And we'll go through one more thing here. When we start looking at this stuff, like I said, executor descent tort. There's so many ways that they get you through identity, through miseducation. This system is designed to enslave you, and there are ways out of it, and we're just never told how to get out of it, or even what it is. But if we look at this real quick here, it says United States courts sitting as probate courts are empowered under INDT ST Annex 1899 to authorize a guardian to lease the lands of a minor. And it says here, although extended beyond minority, in the United States courts sitting as court. Well, anyways, we're going to go through this, and even when you reach the age of 18, you're still considered a minor, right? Because your name went to the placenta, which is a decedent, which is a dead or dying biological property, and that has to do with this definition, 1 U.S. Code, Section 8. We'll go through this because everyone's considered what's called an infant decedent. Until you correct the situation, everyone is considered a dead or dying infant. Everyone. And it's kind of interesting that, you know, we have this concept in the book of Revelation, Babylon, right? Babylon, baby. We're considered infants. In fact, we're considered infant decedents, dead or dying infants. And minors, even though we reach the age of majority, we're still minors in the eyes of the law. So minors can't own any property. So they can administer our property. And there's just so many things going on. But just wanted to show you guys real quick. I'm going to do a video a little more comprehensive about this X eclipse and what's going on with some of the date-to-date numbers. Someone had pointed out to me in a past video that the two X's here kind of look like the symbol for anarchy. Anarchy just means self-rule. But yeah, there's our XY, our 23rd pair of chromosomes, right? All the XY, all the male-female stuff going on right now. But yeah, I want to do a more focused video on exactly how they get you. And they're out to get you, let me tell you. They are out to get you, control you. They don't want you. They want you to be in all these contracts. They let you enslave yourself. And then through miseducation and just not knowing any better, not only do you enslave yourself, they get your parents to start the pledge, and then you enslave yourself just by your miseducation. And then, I mean, everything piles up on top of you just from not knowing what happened, how our own biology is being used basically against us to enslave us. So we'll go through more of that later, but I just want to give you a quick preview because it's been a while since I did a video. So, okay guys, thanks for watching.